AI is great, but AI with the right training is like the potential is infinite. Okay. It makes it 1,000 times better. So if you are a real estate expert and you are proven successful at what you do, you are the best source for the data. AI is freedom. You need to look at it as freedom. Let AI take all of the work off your plate and go lay in a freaking field and write poetry, guys.
We know all real estate agents want to acquire clients consistently so that they can grow their business and income for that great lifestyle. This broadcast brings you the best and top people in the industry to support that quest. This is Dave Fanale, and I'm here to bring you the Real Estate Skill Builder broadcast, Real Estate Talk TGIF, brought to you by Real Estate Skill Builder and Align, your premier real estate solution. Good morning, everybody. Again, we are back with Real Estate Talk TGIF. This is episode 374. Today marks 369 weeks in a row. That is over 7 years. We're really happy to do that. We keep bringing on the best of the best and just great people from local agents. Like we have a local real estate agent coming on next week, and we have Carrie Soave, the AI specialist. Carrie, I'm going to read a couple of things and I'm going to tell you how I really feel. As a forward-thinking AI strategist, an educator, advocate focused on the intersection of artificial intelligence and human potential. But let's be real about this, Carrie. You build it, you train it, and you teach it to work for anybody and everybody, right? You're not scared. You're not here to scare anybody with AI. But honestly, if you really want to understand about ChatGPT being a trend or everything else, let's realize that it is not a trend. It is not a fad. It is an interrupter. I believe it is a disruptor. But Carrie, let's everybody buckle up and hear about the reset your mindset on AI. Welcome, Carrie.
Thank you so much, Dave. I'm excited for this conversation. I feel like people are going to learn so much today. Just hit me with all of your questions.
Awesome.
I'm an open book.
Awesome. So, but before we get started with the AI questions and your journey, I have to ask you the question I ask everybody when we get started. What does TGIF stand for?
Thank God it's Friday.
You were so close. You were just so close. And you should have used AI to figure that out, but you didn't. So it's thank God it's Fanale. I mean, what else?
Right? What else is going to be? What was I thinking?
Anyway, so thanks so much for coming on. And you know, one of the things I love asking this question is the same question I ask everyone that joins, even if they've been on 2, 3, 4 times, and there's a few of those out there. Your story, your journey, like how did you get here, and where did it start? And you know, we talked about this the other day, and you know, it's very cool. So give us your journey and how you started, where you were. Was this on your mind? Because let's face it, I don't think there's anybody that says when I'm 7 years old, I want to be a real estate agent. So anyway, if they do, I'm worried about it.
So, you know, I became a real estate agent 15 years ago. And before that, I was a professional student. So I went to school for business, fashion, pharmacy, and then real estate. And then obviously I taught myself AI. But I really liked being in charge of how much money I was going to make. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. So that was the one thing that fit for me after all of my education. So I've been licensed in both residential and commercial for 15 years. And I've even had an all-female team. It's been a wild ride. I was a social media realtor. Okay, Dave. So I was the girl posting pictures of myself on Instagram. Everyone's like 15 years ago, they're like, who does she think she is? What is she doing there? And I was getting money. That's exactly what I was doing. So I understand how to generate business from social media because it's how I ran my entire business and my entire team. It fed my entire team as well.
Right.
So then, you know, obviously everyone wants to learn how to use social media. Everybody thinks it's like an easy button, right? They think it's an easy button. They won't have to prospect anymore. And that could be further from the truth. It's like any other prospecting method where you need to prospect 3 or 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, like whether it's on social media and content creation and engagement, or it's door knocking, or it's calling leads. Like, you got to do something. So people were coming to me, teach me how to do what you do. And that's how the coaching started. And I started coaching social media for agents, and it was difficult, to say the least. People it is uncomfortable. It's an uncomfortable thing to do, to put yourself out there and to be on camera and just be really vulnerable. And I thought, ChatGPT came out November of 2022, I believe. And I thought, okay, great. I'm going to figure out how to use AI to make the content creation process and social media experience a lot easier for my clients, and obviously for myself, right? Like, I'm trying to cut down my 3-4 hour a day prospecting.
Right.
And I figured out how to take agents from idea to creation to repurposing to editing to posting and even engaging. Cutting that down from 3 to 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, to 1 hour a week. That works so beautifully that then I went down the rabbit hole and figured out how to implement AI into every single area of my business. And being a systems girl, having everything documented in SOPs, it fit. Like, if this fits my personality, you know what I mean? So I was easily able to do that. Started creating my own AI solutions and tools, and the rest is history.
It's really interesting. You're talking about who does she think she is. I really have a similar quick story with that. Is I remember I've been doing video for, as soon as you could post video on Facebook, I was doing it. And I was a broker owner at that point, and I would go to events. And I remember specifically this one event I went to, a friend of mine, another broker, came to me and said, "Hey, I saw your video today." And he giggled, he chuckled like it was a freaking joke, right? And I said, "Yeah, but you watched it, didn't you?" He goes, "Yeah, you're right, I did." So the point is that while they thought it was a lot of jealousy, I'm serious. It was all about what they would like to do themselves, and they didn't understand it. And they said, "This shit isn't going to last." I mean, I learned something a long time ago, late 1990s, that all this stuff, like when email first came out, yeah, I am that old, that it was here to stay. I mean, it was just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And email's something else to talk about later on. But I mean, I use ChatGPT for almost everything. You talked about a need to prospect every day. Okay. So, and that is one of the things that I build, help agents build. How were you able to take ChatGPT for lead generation? Because one of the things that agents all need is to generate leads. And when you give them leads, the leads suck. So they should be doing it themselves. Talk to me about that.
Yeah. So, okay. Most people think that AI is its own system, a new system, like a new way of prospecting, and it's not. You're literally just applying it to all of the traditional methods that have been around for a while. So if you're farming, like, I know nothing about farming. Let's just make that really clear. Like, I had to look up like what it actually meant, because I was a social media realtor. But from ChatGPT, I literally got an entire farming plan for my neighborhood, a daily kind of hit list on which houses I'm going to hit. And then I learned that I could, update the information. So what happened at each house? Let's store the information on each client. And so it can literally help with any prospecting method, any of them, whether you're running ads and funnel building, it can build out your entire funnels, or whether you're like me and you just want to create high value organic content. I don't like working with leads. I don't like getting doors slammed in my face. I don't like people telling me to F off on the phone. So I create videos so that people that feel like they like me and align with me reach out and say, "Hey, I want to buy a house." I find that a much more comfy existence. So yeah. And the problem with prospecting, Dave, you and I both know this,
right?
We have like what I like to call the commission roller coaster. And it happens because agents will work so freaking hard prospecting, do all of the things that we tell them to do. But what happens when they get busy with the actual clients they've built up?
They put that aside.
And we all know that in order to eat 6 months from now, we have to be prospecting today, right now. right? So yeah, if we're not prospecting, we're not going to eat at some point. And then when they're done with their clients and they've closed those deals and gotten them into their homes, now they feel like they're starting all over again, and it becomes like this roller coaster of commission. So why don't we use AI to cut the prospecting time down so that we can stay consistent with it and always be fed? Makes sense, right?
Yeah. So I mean, the way you cut it down was you had it help you do scripts for videos, right? And you did video with that, and you posted that on social media.
Yeah.
That's not going to work for everybody, though, right? I mean, how can you put together an overall system with AI to say, okay, and I know the answer to the question, I'm going to ask it anyway, whereby it helps you with who you should target to call, who you should target in the videos, etc. Is it niche? Can you niche it down? I know it's another crazy question, because I know the answer is yes. Please explain.
Yeah, 100%. So personally, in my own business, I'm sure you would agree, you have like your big fish clients that will refer you business, your A's. Right. I don't know. Everybody calls them something different.
Right.
I call them like my Blue Marlin. So I've fed ChatGPT a list of my Blue Marlin. It's quite extensive, and all the relationships that I want to build. And every Wednesday and Tuesday and Thursday, it sends me an email with like 5 names on that list. And it's like, hey, with talking points and a value that I can offer them. So it's automated, and it's strategic, and it's giving me talking points and value to add to somebody's life as well. So
now, when you're giving it, when you're giving it that list, are you giving it what your relationship looks like and how you know each other? I mean, is it in your notes of your CRM? Is it in your notes of all that, and taking that all together and say, hey, email me 5 lists and five names and 5 talking points every Tuesday and Thursday of people I should contact that day?
So that's for my business, and I'm no longer trading in real estate anymore. So my prospecting and relationship building looks a little bit different. But for real estate agents, there's this very cool tool that actually connects with your CRM, because Dave, you know that like something like 70% of agents don't even use a CRM, or it acts as its own database, right, where you can tell it, like voice command it information. So I just met Joe Blow. He does this. His kids go to this school. His dog name's Jack. Like, I can give it all the information, and it will store it either in my CRM that I connected or in its own database in memory. And then I can go back throughout the relationship and the transaction process and just tell it, feed it more and more data, because AI is better with more data. And then it has all of the information and data to help me with anything that I need in the future, whether I have a new off-market listing coming and maybe it aligns with something that they're looking for, or maybe I need a closing gift and it knows everything about our relationship, everything that I can't remember as a person because I'm really bad at that. It can also personalize messages, right? The more data you have, like AI can write emails and text messages, but the more information it has on your relationship and that person, the more it can personalize them. Now the potential is endless. And it really all starts with the recording of the data. And this AI assistant makes it so easy. You could just literally whip out your phone and say, I just ran into Joe Blow in the supermarket. He was buying tofu. I think he might be vegan. Let's take a note of that. Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff because traditionally as agents, we have to go back to our desk or our laptop, open an application, which is a CRM, and start typing stuff in. You don't have to do that anymore. And if anybody wants to see what that is, they just have to go to my Instagram and DM me the word assistant. And they'll get that tool sent to them for them to check out.
Okay, so we're talking about CRM connection, right?
Yeah.
So there are people that have lots of, let's use the word relationships in their CRM. Mm-hmm. it connect with your CRM and say, go into my relationships and tell me who should be called?
Yeah. So if they have Bold Trail or KV Core, yes. And there are other CRMs being added all the time. Absolutely.
So what about Follow-Up Boss?
It's actually like in the works. Like the negotiation is happening right now with the company, I've been told. So we're very close.
Yeah,
So,
I want everybody to know Bold Trail KV Core is available. A lot of companies and brokerages supply that.
yeah.
Namely, EXP is one that, and KV Core. Bold Trail's new from KV Core, correct?
Yeah, it's just repackaged.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's same stuff.
Yeah, it just had to. I don't know why they got to change the name, but it's just like when Century 21 rebranded. I never get that, but that's beside the point. Okay, so a lot of people are get afraid of things. They see something new, they see a disruptor, right? So when Google first came out, they said, "Oh, this thing is bullshit. It doesn't know what it's talking about." Here in New Jersey, the numbers are all wrong, and people are up in arms. They're saying my number is wrong because they saw it on Zillow. What are the thoughts and what's going on in realtors' heads, real estate agents' heads about AI being able to take over what they're doing and them not being necessary? Is that something that can happen with them? I mean, you said it's just a tool. It's not something that's going to do the work absolutely actually for them and lead gen, right? Or no?
Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to tread lightly here. Will AI be able to do everything outside of talk to their actual clients and build relationships? Yeah. Is that such a bad thing?
That was really light. I like how you did that.
Is that such a bad thing though?
No, it's not.
Like, okay, can it even talk to your clients? Yeah, but should it? Probably not. Like it can. It should talk to your leads and help push them along to becoming your clients, but it shouldn't take over the conversations and the relationship building with your clients. Not yet. I feel like the consumer just isn't really open to that yet, but that could change too, right? So, but would it be so bad if all we had to do was have dinners and meetings with our clients? Like that's like
I'm in. Sign me up.
right.
Here, what's really, I've been using this phrase a lot lately, and it's just so pertinent to everything we're working on is, a lot of people get into real estate business. They're not getting in this business. Lead gen is something they might have heard about, but they got to do it. Prospecting, calling people that are going to tell them to F off on the phone, and people that don't want to hear from them, that you're interrupting them. And I actually like everybody that I work with to score the FUs, GFUs, go fuck yourselves. I love those, right? So I like that score. But the thing is that, agents that say they don't want to build content. They don't want to know what they want to just do it, right? They want to go out and work with buyers and sellers and renters and investors and all that other stuff. And my old expression is what this is going to allow people to do is it's going to, the agent will not be judged anymore, just like a fish can't be judged for its ability to climb a tree.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, right? It's one of my favorite sayings these days. Don't know the origin of it, but it was given to me by my friend Grant Wise, and people might know who he is. So what about the people that aren't into social media or aren't into AI? And I'm not talking about the real experienced or legacy agents. I'm talking about newer people because let's face it, there are a bunch of agents out there that really don't want to do social media, or they don't want to worry about the tech stuff of it. How is it going to help that non-techie agent become a better agent?
Okay, well, there's no such thing as non-techie anymore because AI teaches you to do everything. Like my assistant, if she doesn't, half of her training, I don't even train. She just asks ChatGPT how to do something if she doesn't know how to do it. Okay.
I want you to say that again, because this is the Carrie Soave quote of the day.
Yeah.
You don't have to train anybody anymore.
You don't have to train anybody anymore. You don't. Just ask AI. AI trains them for you. Like I could literally like go to school. I'm pretty sure last week I learned how to change a pool pump. Did I do it? No. But ChatGPT told me everything I had to do. And then I told my husband to do it.
But what about Google or what about YouTube? Won't you go there too?
No, because AI is pulling from all those sources. And this is where I'm heading with this is, if you are an agent who does not want to be on social media, you're kind of dead in the water. Like you don't know it yet, but your career's already over. And you won't,
Yeah.
but you won't see it for about 1 to 2 years.
Yep.
And then it'll be too late.
Yep.
Because like being like having a digital presence is probably the most important thing for anyone in the service industry that has their own, company or business, where we are entrepreneurs. And do you want to exist? Do you want to make money? Like, I get it. You think, oh, I'm just going to work for my friends and family. But like now you're putting your friends and family in a position where they have to use an agent because they feel loyalty to you, but you can't do as good of a job as somebody else. Like, do you even want to do that to them?
Right.
I don't.
Right. Yeah, it's like it's. I would if someone said that to me, it's well, my sister's daughter's I'm going to use her as an agent. I said, are you going to use her because she's your sister or your sister's daughter, or because she's the best agent for the job?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's funny you talk about not being on social media. I said when I still had my brokerage, I said 10 years ago to agents, or even it was about 15 years ago. I said the ROI of being on social media is that in 5 years you will be out of the business. I was proven correctly that long ago.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I correctly that, and it was different back then. And now it's like not only verification. I mean, my guest next week, he does all of his business from Instagram, and he does a lot of business. Right.
Absolutely. Isn't it so great? Like, and even the exposure, like the benefits to your clients, you're increasing your unique value proposition because you can offer more. Like, how are you about to go up to a listing appointment and be like, yeah, I don't use social media or AI, but I think you should hire me, even though this guy next to me, he can get you 100,000 more eyes on your listing, and his AI will literally grind the hell out of every lead that comes in, whereas I might get around to calling them like 10 hours later. Like, how are you like okay with just like walking in and doing that? I don't know.
Right. You can't be okay with that, right?
No. Pull your head out of your asses and get on social media, people.
Exactly. So when we talk about AI, we talk about social. Let's talk about some red flags. Are there things to avoid when it comes to either ChatGPT or all the different apps that are out there, all the different tools that you can use? Is there something to avoid?
Never.
Awesome. Okay. I didn't think I would go with just one word answer. Okay, I like it. What about to ignore?
To ignore.
Is there anything out there with AI that we should ignore?
Here's my tip. First of all, most people don't know this, but ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, Claude, these are called LLMs, large language model chatbots. They power every niche AI tool that is made. Okay. Learn from the source. Forget all of your niche tools because the LLMs can usually do it better. You don't need a bunch of subscriptions to a bunch of products that are made by tech bros in a basement somewhere that have never done real estate and have never, had to promote a business or generate clients. Forget of it. Just learn how to use ChatGPT properly or create your own AI tools. They're so easy to do.
Create your own AI tools? Explain.
Yeah. So in the form of like AI agents or GPTs. Here's the thing. AI is great, but AI with the right training is like the potential is infinite. Okay. It makes it 1,000 times better. So if you are a real estate expert and you are proven successful at what you do, you are the best source for the data. Think about it. Right?
Right.
So you need to talk to me and I'll show you how to do it.
And let's just make sure that as we move along with this, I want everybody to know. I'm going to put this up now. This is how you get to Carrie, right? Go to carriesoave.ca. Everything is there. You even have a download for tools that you highly recommend. I've done the download, and I'm an information geek when it comes to all that stuff. I've got to get whatever the downloads are and make sure I go through it. And I'm very happy to say I use most of the tools that you recommend there. So I asked you what to avoid and what to ignore. Is there anything that we should be terrified
of? No. No. Okay. I just think that people need to reframe their thinking around AI. Okay. I feel like I was on stage at Inman a year ago, and I said AI is affordable leverage. So that was like that was my soundbite. That was my quote of the year. But it's going to be different when I land in San Diego next week and I speak at Inman there. AI is freedom. You need to look at it as freedom. Let AI take all of the work off your plate and go lay in a freaking field and write poetry, guys.
AI can do that for you too.
Oh, geez. Do whatever you want with your life. Like, if you're crazy like me, you'll just keep building businesses powered by AI and AI agents. And there's so much potential. This is so exciting. We're in such an exciting time. Embrace it. Like, we create the life that's in our mind. So get rid of all the negativity, get rid of the fear. There's nothing you can do about it. It's happening, whether you like it or not. No matter how much you talk trash about it to your coworkers, it doesn't matter. It's happening. So you might as well reframe that and start attracting goodness into your life.
Is there anything that we have to worry about, or what do we have to worry about with AI? Meaning going through, cutting through the hype, cutting through the bullshit. Is there anything that we have to worry about ethics or any other things that could happen when we're using AI? Could we overdo it? That kind of shit?
Yeah. So hallucinations are a thing. Okay. You want to go into your custom instructions of whatever LLM you're using, ChatGPT or Gemini, and give it specific instructions in the setting to always cite sources so that in one click, you can quickly check whether something is accurate. But the rule of thumb is I don't create anything without first uploading data. It can't create hallucinations if you're giving it actual numbers and stats, and you know what I mean? So that's like your safest bet, is to always start with enough data so it doesn't have to invent anything, and then you should be fine. Okay.
So when we're talking about uploading data, we're giving it the information it needs to answer the question that you're giving it, right? So when we're talking about uploading data, are we talking spreadsheets? Are we talking actual physical word by word articles? Are we talking about, what are we talking about then when we talk about uploading data?
So if you can always start as a real estate agent uploading stats for your market and your niche. That's how I would start, whether it's through a PDF from your board or a spreadsheet of your own data or a picture. You can even take a picture and upload a picture. How about that? So starting with the data and then start creating your video scripts, your market reports that you're going to send out, your e-blasts. You know what I mean? Always start with the data you want it to have.
But can't ChatGPT, let me just listen to me. I haven't even had a drink yet. ChatGPT can't that get the data for you? Like say, hey, go get me the market statistics for Bergen County in New Jersey.
Yeah, it can, but I just feel more comfortable. There's a lot of sources out there on the internet, and I'm, unless I tell it to go to a specific website, like I would rather just feed it the data myself. That's a personal.
Yeah, and I just want to add to that. And over the years, I tell you what, I started building stats, bit by bit over the last 20, 30 years. And, when you could go online and get that information, I always found that the stats that I built, I felt they were more accurate than saying, hey, MLS, give me the stats on days on market for this, that, and the other thing. I thought mine were more accurate. I didn't think they did a good job with it. Let's face it, they're just having somebody else program it in to do it. So I believe I just want to say that to support what you're saying, because I've seen you build a funnel and how you did it with uploading an article, so to speak. But you also need to know that the article is going to be from a respected source, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think that's one of the things you need to watch out for. Ooh, I have another hot tip. I see way too much of this from content creators right now. Obviously, if you're going to create video scripts or posts, social media posts or blogs or anything with AI, you want to make sure that the AI, if it's ChatGPT that's creating everything for you, you want to make sure that it's trained to talk like you and write like you, and it's using your tone and your way of speaking. But also, for God's sake, remove the M spaces, okay? Do you guys know what an M space is? Like, I'm seeing them all over the place, and it's an AI identifiable tell right there. It's the tell that you use ChatGPT to generate your blog or your caption or whatever it is. It's the double line, and it doesn't exist on the keyboard, and that's how we all know. So just remove it. ChatGPT is being a little spicy lately. If you tell it to remove it, the other day you would die laughing, Dave. So I went into my ChatGPT and I'm like, never use the M space again. And it's like, okay, M space, Carrie, no problem, M space. I'll never use it, M space again. Literally used M spaces like 5 times in one sentence. I'm like, dude, what the hell? And he's like, caught me. So just ChatGPT can be a little spicy and like not follow your orders 100%. Like, let's be honest. So just double check that and remove it.
Yeah, and look, it's not just for the people that are using a lot of social media. It's not for the people that know how to use technology, and we talked about that earlier. And just to give everybody an idea, that ChatGPT is so much involved in this broadcast now that when I know who my guest is going to be, I don't go to Google. I don't go to any. I go to Facebook first to get an idea of what they look like, if I can find them on Instagram, who I'm talking to, and then I go to ChatGPT, ask questions about that person. I upload information about that person. I help build my broadcast on that person after I get information from that person of what they want to talk about and what they want to do. There's a lot of times I will build everything that I talk about here on there, and it helps me because it's a time saver. Let's face it, Carrie, you and I never met till Monday, correct?
Yeah.
We never met, and I don't know what's on ChatGPT about me. All I can tell you is that most people I'm able to get information on and be able to talk very, very intelligently about, I hope, and go forward from there. So it is not the future. It is actually, if you're not in it, it's not hard to catch up. So please start doing that. What would you say? I mean, look, if you're a new real estate agent and you're all gung-ho with ChatGPT and you know all about this, you know about that, and you're all ready to go, but you haven't done any business yet, you just got your license. Carrie, what would you tell them, and where would you tell them to start?
I would tell them to build a funnel. And I would tell them to use AI to build a funnel with multiple options for top of funnel, like an organic method, a paid lead gen method, maybe an in-person top of funnel method. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Now I want you to explain something. I want you to explain what a funnel is and how they build it. You don't need to go into detail. I know you actually do. There's a video on one of your sites or one of your podcasts about it. But everybody hears this thing funnel, right? Yeah. For me, I hear funnel, I immediately think of Russell Brunson, right? And that's just. I mean, in my opinion, he's the originator. But whenever I hear it, I think of that. I think of him, and I think of all the people that he's involved with. Anyway, talk about what a funnel is and how you build it.
Okay, so a funnel is the process of capturing, nurturing, and converting leads into clients. Okay. So your top of funnel could be organic social media posts. It could be a paid ad. It could be a webinar that you do or an event that you whatever speak at. There's so many options for top of funnel, but you want to be, the purpose of a funnel is so that you are teaching the lead that comes in at top of funnel about you and generating trust that will convert into an actual client, right? So that's the purpose. I literally built a funnel wizard. I built an AI agent that builds funnels for me. So I literally just push a button, answer a couple questions, and it's done in a couple minutes.
Huh.
And of course, I used Russell Brunson's concepts to build a funnel. So like, I don't just create these AI tools. Yes, for social media, when it comes to social media, I know my shit. I know how to generate business on social media like nobody's business. So I use my personal knowledge to train those bots. But when it comes to other things, I pull from the best. I'm basically cloning people and putting them inside AI.
Well, that's really interesting you say that, because I mean, years ago I started working with, I believe you and I have a mutual friend in the name of John Cheplak. And I started working with John a long time ago. And when I had my brokerage, I would start working with people. And John, and I talked about me, coaching my agents through things and recruiting them through coaching them. And I said, John, I don't want to, I think I sound like you. Because I had a friend of mine, very good friend of mine to this day, that called me Cheplak Jr. one day. And I told John that, and he cracked up. And he says, that's a really great compliment for you and for me, more for me than for you, right? And the point is what you just said, is that you're taking from everyone that you learned from and using, maybe you're using their voice and you don't know it. Look, I am carefree. My brothers tell me that my family tells me, I'm the youngest of 8, that I got the weird gene because I'm out there, and they're not. They're very intelligent people, but social media, I don't think any of my siblings, I'm the youngest of 8, are on social media. I think my sister is, just for whatever, to post pictures. But anyway, that's beside the point. But my point is that, it's something that we use. It's something that we have to use. And it's something that we go from, and we go from there. Where is, okay. So on your site, you talk about, there's a lot of different tools and stuff. We're talking about funnels, right? Mm-hmm. And, Russell Brunson, I learned from his .com secrets in his books, and Cheplak, the same thing. And I sound like Cheplak to a point. And then there's always different people like Todd Herman, David, Jim Quick, all these people, these authors come to mind of people that I listen to and I read their books. Darren Hardy from The Compound Effect, all different things you see and you hear and you put together and you use that. And that's what it's all about, right? Isn't just using others to help you form what you want to do?
No, we don't have to reinvent the wheel. Listen, that's what AI is doing. It's learning from everything out there. I think we're very, very well. You heard about Elon Musk launching the newest version of Grok, right? Grok 4. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be smarter than any human out there. And that being said, that means that we're that much closer to AI to be able to create new mathematics, new science. Then it gets really, really exciting. But yeah, learning, we don't have to reinvent the wheel right now. Anybody who's successful will tell you that. That's why we all coach, because we've figured it the F out, and we're just trying to let everybody in on the secret if we're not, gatekeepers. And thankfully, Dave, you're not, I'm not, a lot of agents at EXP aren't, which is why I aligned with this company. But yeah, that's the story. Use what's in front of you. I just take it to another level and put people's brains, concepts, and strategies inside my my bots. Like, instead of, like I said earlier, watch out for some of the niche AI products out there. Why do I build my own because what does some tech bro in a basement know about generating business as a real estate agent on social media? Like nothing. So why would I use a social media tool that he built? Like, so I'm just trying to train, because AI is good, but well-trained AI is freaking dangerous in all the good ways.
So, it's one thing I want to touch on real quickly. You just intimated to it, inferred about knowledge brokers, people that know about a lot of things, but were never in the trenches with a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Is that something that you have to watch out for, that people trying to sell AI products, AI coaching, et cetera, that have never been in your business?
Yeah, 100%. So I obviously am a real estate agent, which is why I went into that niche. But then I'm like, why not coach entrepreneurs outside of the real estate industry? Because this is literally what I built, is a company outside of not a real estate company. I built a consulting company, right? So that makes me, and I built it really well. Like, we hit $1 million in 4 months. Like, I can't stress with no employees, literally one employee. It's bananas. So obviously I'm qualified to teach other entrepreneurs how to build businesses using AI as well. But you just want to make sure that they've actually done something with it. Does that make sense? Like,
absolutely. I mean, it's the thing that we have to deal with as time goes on. Look, 10 years ago when I started my little coaching business, I mean, there weren't a lot of people out there, but there were enough. Now everybody and your sister is out there being a coach and, trying to sell you stuff. And that's one of the main reasons I pulled back from doing that. And I'm very happy with where I'm at with what I'm doing. So, I mean, look, AI, as far as I'm concerned, is all about the leverage. It's all about freedom. And you talked about that a few minutes ago, reference to Inman, and last year was affordable leverage, and this year it's going to be AI equals freedom. Talk to me about affordable leverage. I know our entire broadcast so far has really been about that. So just give me that in a nutshell.
Yeah. So AI is evening the playing field for all of us in business, in real estate specifically. So traditionally, we are in an industry where we can get to a certain level, a very successful level, through blood, sweat, and tears alone. Okay. We can work our asses off, invest very little money, and generate a couple $100,000 a year, maybe a little bit more, right? As a solo agent, just, not even running ads. But then, if we want to scale it beyond that, it takes a big financial investment, because you need to add support staff. You need to add, lead gen. You need to add social media, and it goes from no financial investment needed to significant. And a lot of people, they make $200,000, $300,000 a year, which is great income. But they also have a lot of responsibilities. We are humans, and it's, in our nature to take on more the more money we make. We are stupid when it comes to that. So it's hard for a lot of agents to reinvest into their business at that level to scale it high. AI replaces the need for a marketing company, a lead gen company, sometimes even support staff. Like I told you, I built a business with one employee, right? Because I used AI for everything. That is the power. That's what makes it affordable leverage. Now, you top producers out there, you're going to need to worry about Joe Blow in the office next to you, who's never been able to break through that ceiling. Guess what? He's coming. If he learns AI, he's coming for you. And now we have that. We have the leverage coupled with, once they start scaling the money as well, it's like game over, right? So it's going to be exciting. I want to see who comes out on top.
And you're talking.
And I hope it's an underdog. I really, really do. Like, I want to see the underdogs come out.
When you say come out on top, who do you mean? That agent that's just coming up from behind?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I think so. I think so too. Okay, affordable leverage. Now AI equals freedom. Just a quick synopsis on what that will be when you go to Inman next week.
AI is freedom. AI can, like, through being affordable leverage, AI is the ultimate freedom to allow us to do whatever we want. Do we want to build 10 businesses like me? Maybe. Do we want to spend more time with our family and scale back on work using AI? Possibly. It looks different for everybody. That's why it's freedom.
Right. So, okay. So when I first started this broadcast over 7 years ago, the first year or so, I had a couple of different guests. One of them you might have heard of by the name of Tom Ferry. And I asked Tom that day, I said, what's the next disruptor, right? And AI was not even really in any of our heads. We didn't think about it then. And we have AI. Would you consider AI a disruptor today?
Yeah, 100%.
Is there anything that we don't know about that would be a different type of disruptor, including AI? That would be different. Is there another disruptor out there, or is AI the thing that we're all going to be focused on because of all the different things it can do?
Well, artificial intelligence is exciting, but I think that machine intelligence is even more exciting.
Machine intelligence? Talk about that one.
Yeah, like robotics and artificial intelligence inside machines. I think that's just like.
Yeah, I saw something about people that have AI girlfriends and AI boyfriends and stuff online.
Yeah, or listen. Do I think that there will be no need for currency someday in the very near future? Yeah. Do I believe that our life expectancies are going to like double and triple in the next 10 years? 100%. Like, I just
How is that?
Yeah. So think about it. If we're about 1 to 2 years away from AI being able to actively create new science and mathematics, what does that mean for health and longevity and business? And if AI is available to do absolutely everything for everybody, why do we need currency? Like, there's just so much coming that I'm really excited about, and I don't want to freak out your audience. But it's just, our world is going to look much, much different. And it's going to be unrecognizable in 10 years. Maybe even like 5. You never even know. Never. 5.
I absolutely believe that. And I'm going to be there to see it. So, Carrie, I want to thank you so much for your time today. It's been just absolute pleasure. I've learned a lot. I hope this has been really informative and a bit instructive for most. Just 2 things left, Carrie. One is a question, one is a statement. One is, how do I help you grow your business?
Oh, geez. I don't know. I will definitely think about it. I'll just ask AI and be like, how does Dave Fanale help me grow my business? And then I'm going to send you what it says.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And then you're going to find out if there's anything out there on me. If ChatGPT knows anything about me, we'll find out.
Right.
Yeah, and that's going to be very interesting. Thank you for that. Hey, everybody, next week, we continue to rock and roll. I said we'll have a local agent on. We have a gentleman named Michael Wilches who has built his business on Instagram here in northern New Jersey. We're going to get a flavor from a really a grinding agent that knows how to get stuff done. And he was able to start this business, Icon and EXP, and then walk away from his full-time job that he studied hard for and just love it every day. And Michael's going to be on next week. Carrie, I want to thank you so much for coming on. There's one last thing we got to do.
Yeah. Where's my hat, Dave? Where's my hat?
There it is. The hat is here. This is coming out to you. Yay. And if you get it soon enough, wear it on stage at Inman. Have everybody say, what the hell is that? So they can ChatGPT that. Right. Anyway, thank you so much for being on. Just stay on for a minute as we go out. Everybody, thank you so much. We got Michael coming on next week. We got somebody else that you're going to love having to do with AI and a lot of different things in 2 weeks. Thank you so much.